Hey guys, Real for Great here at PAX Unplugged. I'm joined right now by Jeremy from Handelabra Games, and of course they are behind One Deck Dungeon, and that is also coming out with a digital version of the game. Right now, why don't we look at the physical version for people who don't know, run through exactly what this game is all about.
Sure. All right, so this is One Deck Dungeon. It was designed by Chris Seslick from Asmati Games, and it basically aims to be a full roguelike dungeon crawling adventure all in a single deck of cards. You start off by choosing your hero. For this demo, I'm going to show you how to play with the warrior. Your dice pool comes from your stats, so she's got 4 strength, 2 agility, 1 magic. And then you basically have everything you need to play the entire dungeon in this single deck of cards. These cards are the time you spend to take actions, they are the doors you discover in the dungeon, they are the battles you will take on, and they are the loot you will gather. So you flip one of them over. In this case, we've got a spike log. Cool thing about this is what's known as a peril. There's perils, and then there's also combat. Perils, you can choose how to take it on. You can either use strength or agility here to either clobber the log or dodge it. We're going to use her strength. We roll. We've easily got 8. We got a 5, 4, 1, and 3, so we've got 8. We're good to go. The coolest part about this game is that this then becomes your loot. As I said, these cards are everything you do in the game. You have the choice. Do you use it as a stat bonus? And now she's got an additional agility. You can also use it as a new skill that you've learned that you can use in future combat. Or you can use its experience points here to start leveling up your character. As you level up your character, you get access to more heroic die, which are die that can be used for any color. Also, you can get more potions to use, more ways to heal. And basically, you just go through the dungeon, leveling up your character until you are strong enough to hopefully take on the boss. And that's basically the way that this game works in a nutshell. There's a lot more complexity to it as you play, but that's really what it is you're descending into a dungeon, battling, gaining loot, and hoping to power yourself up enough that you can take on the Hydra, or the Yeti, or the Lich, or what have you.
It's essentially a dungeon like in a role-playing game, but
exactly right.
Condensed into just one deck. And it's for solo play as well, I know it's like
That's
a big
right.
deal. For
yeah, so as you saw there, I was playing with just the warrior, but you can also play, if you flip these characters over, they have slightly different stats that are balanced for 2-player. And then actually, if you have 2 copies of the base game, you can actually mix them together and you can play 4 players.
Perfect. Now, with the digital version that you guys have coming out, how was that transition? What kind of challenges or what things were maybe made better by the digital version did you find?
Sure. So Handelabra as a company, what we do is we try to make 100% faithful adaptations of tabletop games. Our first one was Sentinels of the Multiverse. We did that a couple years ago. We just recently launched Bottom of the Ninth. And what our goal is to always find the core fun of the game and preserve that at all costs. And just use the digital medium to make it either play a little faster, a little smoother, maybe add some sound effects or some interesting fun stuff. So one of the things that is really fun about this game is that it was really so well designed that it actually makes our job really easy in the digital transition. Everything about how this game plays has already been thought out by Chris, who designed it, and so it's made our job converting it very easy. I'm trying to think of what some of the challenges might have been. I don't actually do the programming, so I'd have to ask my partner to know the answer to that question. But I do know that they've been having a lot of fun digging into it. You can see more about how it's actually shaping up on the Kickstarter, which I'm assuming you'll probably link to. That's on that closes on December 1st. And we're actually doing live streams every Wednesday at 1 p.m. where we're doing developer stream, where we're actually showing you how we're developing the code, how we're creating the user interface, all that fun stuff. So you can actually get a peek behind the curtain.
That's really cool. It's always fun to see that.
Yeah.
It seems like a great choice, partially because it has that single-player aspect. I know a lot of times digital games with multiplayer, it has maybe that's online play, but it can be hard sometimes to find a group. This seems like a perfect. You have some time to kill. Maybe you can. Does the digital version also have the multiplayer component to it?
1.0 probably won't. You'll be able to play several players around the same device, like either hot seat if you're playing on Steam, or basically holding the tablet together. It's not really a turn-based game, so it's not like you need to go, oh, my turn, then your turn. When you play as 2 players, you actually roll your dice together, and then you choose together where to allocate those dice on the various encounter boxes. So it really is a super cooperative, collaborative game. So there's really no need for a turn-based system in it. How and when we would do multiplayer is still an open question. If the game sells really well and people say that they really want multiplayer, we're totally open to doing it.
So the Kickstarter's already out, but it's reached its hit point.
Yeah, just this past Tuesday we fully funded, but we do have a whole host of really cool stretch goals. One of the ones that we're really excited about is that for fans of Sentinels of the Multiverse out there, Fnatic from Sentinels of the Multiverse is actually going to cross over into One Deck Dungeon and become a new hero if we can get to $30,000. So we're really excited about that. We're working with Greater Than Games to bring her over into One Deck Dungeon, which is awesome.
That's really fun. When is it planned for release for the public?
Yeah, our goal is early 2018. So we're not getting too much more specific than that, just because some of that's going to depend on how well the Kickstarter does, and some of that's going to depend on how many stretch goals we unlock. Because, you know, if we have more heroes to do, we might take a little bit more time to do it. But I would say sometime in early 2018 is a pretty safe bet.
Perfect. Do you have any, are there other games you have in the pipeline that you're going to be translating that you can talk about? Or
there are some, but unfortunately I can't talk about them. They're still in the wouldn't it be cool if phase. But yeah, but I have, you know, there's actually several companies we've met just here at PAX Unplugged that we're already having some really cool conversations with. You know, there are so many really great, fun, innovative tabletop games out there that would make great apps that we just, you know, we have no shortage of great projects to work on. It's just a question of finding the right team, the right time, and the right funding model to get them all done.
For sure. I mean, I'm sure you guys will have no trouble getting new partners. I know you've seen Sentinels of the Multiverse Digital, and it's a great translation.
Thank you.
So it's looking great. Check out the Kickstarter right now. We're going to put the link in the description of the Kickstarter and your guys' website. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thanks
it's been fun. Hope you're enjoying PAX Unplugged.
Oh, it's been great so far.
And this is Roll for Crit.
Hey there, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, because we've got much more where that came from.
And you can check us out on the web at rollforcrit.com for more board game news from PAX Unplugged and elsewhere.